Favourites and greatest ever steeplechaser. And earlier this week I popped down to see Dessie at his stables at Whitsbury in Hampshire. This was Thomas Hardy's Wessex, far from the madding crowd on a damp winter's morning. Not a romantic heroine in sight, but all-white Desert Orchids is compensation for that. Final preparations are in hand for his tilt at the King George VI rank chase today. Trainer David Ellsworth is as earthy in his assessment of Dessie's chances as one of the 19th century authors might have been.
I wouldn't say that he's probably as good now as he's ever been, and the opposition unfortunately hasn't quite materialised strength-wise as it might have done. That's no disrespect to those who are taking part, because some might beat us, but I would think his chances are very good.
A typical morning in the life of Desert Orchid starts well before dawn, leading first lot onto the gallops. Rodney Bolt is the lucky man who has the job every stablehead in the country would envy, riding Desert Orchid in all his work. So what makes Dessie so different from ordinary horses?
He's a great competitor. He loves to compete, you know, he loves to beat everyone. He's a great jumper. He's a great competitor.
This morning, Desert Orchid gallops alone on the wood chipple where the surf is so popular nowadays. It's 1.25 miles and uphill all the way. It looks hard work, and it is. David Ellsworth, his trainer, explains why.
It's a temptation with all horses, good horses, to tend to try and be kind to them. I don't think we're tough on him, but I mean, he has to do his fair share of work, because it's better we're tough on him here at home than he gets found out on the racecourse where his public's watching him. I mean, we must make sure that we do our bit to getting him fit. But he takes quite a lot of work. It's quite a big engine. He's matured over the years, and there's quite a lot of horse there now.
Cavy's Clown is a second runner for the stable in today's showpiece. He's tough and genuine, as is Floyd, a top-class hurdler, the apple of the trainer's eye. Many of the horses have been here for years, and it's noticeable that there's not a single work rider carrying a whip. They're only issued to staff who are taught how to use it properly. Janice Coyle looks after Dessie, and she has an unusual problem when she takes him to the races.
Well, my cheek muscles ache for smiling so much having his photo taken. A lot of people complain that I wear such a sour look and I should be the happiest person in the world. So I make an extra effort to smile for people, so my cheek muscles ache a lot. But no, it's the best feeling in the world looking after a horse like that.
There are Christmas cards for Dessie, but a normal working day for those looking after him.
Yes. We'll be riding out in the morning. Everybody works Christmas Day here. Half of us have evening stables off and the other half work. I'm working this Christmas anyway, but if not, I'd come in just to make final preparations for Monday.
I believe 12 months ago, Christmas Day, you had a very long night.
Well, we'd all arranged to go out. We had a minibus and everything lined up to go out, and in the evening stables, we came in, and Dessie's feet were very warm, and he was a bit footsore in the box. So he hadn't been plated at that time.
He knew his corns were playing up.
We knew they were starting.
Yeah.
The blacksmith had a look at them. So we just kept bathing his feet in these big long Wellington boots that we've got especially designed for the horses, and it did the trick.
Gave us an
Just
anxious
about.
night.
Yeah.
Rodney, any problems with the corn since then, or is he all right?
No, they've been very good this year. Touch wood. Touch wood. But, very good. And no, I find it just spoils my Christmas dinner slightly. Pre-race nerves.
Yes. Do you ever go and watch him? I mean, because you ride him every day, don't you?
Yeah, I ride him.
He's
every
unlucky.
day. He gets beat if I go racing, so I'm not allowed to go now.
Are you going on Boxing Day?
No,
Oh,
Richard
good.
Burridge won't allow me there.
Expectation is half of horse racing, and there is the most popular horse in training. The grey shape hidden, almost hidden from us in the saddling box as Desert Ellsworth puts the sheet and then the weight cloth on. And Richard Burridge there, I see, or James Burridge rather, his co-owner, who bought the Grand Dam of Desert Orchid for £150, some 25 years ago, she was mad, her daughter was mad, Desert Orchid seemed to be mad, and don't forget the first time he ever ran, he lay unconscious here for 12 minutes, a crash at the last flight. He survived. It's a really exciting moment for us here, waiting for Desert Orchid and the King George and some other pretty extraordinary horses. Vodkatini, horse who's brilliant if he starts, of putting himself second in the all-time list of winnings in National Hunt horses. Look at the list there. Dawn Run, this is first place winnings only. Dawn Run 259,000, Wayward Lad 217,000. Desert Orchid would go up, of course, to some 239. In fact, his overall earnings are more than 260,000. It sounds good money, but don't forget the winner of the Derby, a 3-year-old colt, who only run about 4 times, will earn more than that in just 2.5 minutes. Here he comes, walking past us with Janice Coyle at the helm. One of a small but select field for this King George VI rank steeplechase. 3 miles around Kempton, they'll be really blazing. The fences come up quick and fast. Bob Tisdall's a non-runner, but the full list now from Graham.
So, Bob Tisdall, a late defector. Number 2 is Cavis Clown, the man of Russ Arnott. 3, Charter Party Gold Cup winner Richard Dunwoody. 4, Desert Orchid, the 86 winner Simon Sherwood rides today. Number 5, Kildima, Jimmy Frost. And number 6, the enigmatic but brilliant Vodkatini, the man of Peter Hobbs. Just a 5-runner lineup, but they have between them won 52 races and £598,000 in win and place prize money.
And here's how they bet. Desert Orchid, the 5-2 on favourite. Cavi's Clown at 6-1. Charter Party is 8-1 from 7s. Kildimo again an 8-1 chance. And Vodkatini, the outsider of the party, at 10-1, opened up at 12s. And they're all quoted.
And he doesn't sweat before the race anywhere near as much as he used to. And as you said, last year, he went a real ding-dong gallop over the first half a mile with Bow Ranger, and I think, as you said, they cut their own throats and he had nothing left at the end of it. And I don't think, as you said, we'll be seeing that happen again today.
But let's look at the Gold Cup winner, because don't forget that the first 2...
17 favourites have won in 37 runnings of the King George. There have been 6 odds-on winners and 5 odds-on losers, but the last 3 King Georges have gone to outsiders, and the backers are certainly going in for small money to all 4 runners against Desert Orchid. Now the pros have bet the 2-1 on Desert Orchid, and are now sending down the rails 9-4 on, that you can get 85-40 on in places. But the other horse will be back, Cavi's Clown, in from 8-1 into 7-1. Charter Party, the weakest of the lot, 7 out to 9. They're calling the Gold Cup winner Charter Party. Kildimo solid at 8, and Vodkatini a tiny bit of 16, 14, 12, 10, and they're now calling 8-1 against Vodkatini. But the first 2 favourites are Desert Orchid and Cavi's Clown. 32 years ago, Peter Caslett sent out Rose Park and Devon Lock to be first and second in the King George. That's how most punters see it here, although the smaller backers are going round for any of the 4 to upset the favourite. And remember, 3 favourites have got in here today. All the bets are running up on Desert Orchid. Top of the head, 9-4 on. What an emotional welcome.
To 1. Kildimo 8-1 chance as well, and Charter Party 9-1 opened at 7s.
You can lay 8's Cavis Clown and Kildimo and Vodkatini, and 9-1 the Gold Cup winner Charter Party. Yes, he is. Now he's under orders, so you've lost your money on Vodkatini if he doesn't go. Well done, Josh. He's done it.
As they come down to the first, Vodkatini off with them. 19 finishes the jump, but it's Desert Orchid on the inside. And Vodkatini and Cavis Clown makes a mistake at the first. Go down towards the second, and it's Desert Orchid moving through on the inside of Vodkatini. Back to Charter Party and Kildimo and Cavis Clown, and they're at the second, and they're all safely over the second, and again Cavis Clown a bit slow, so they swing right-handed into the back straight and down towards the third. And it's Desert Orchid leading by 3 lengths to Vodkatini and Charter Party. And then Kildimo, and the back marker is Cavis Clown. In Indian file as they swing right-handed and come down to the third. With Desert Orchid leading out in front. From Vodkatini in second, and then Charter Party in third, and Kildimo on the outside, and Cavis Clown. come down towards the third. Desert Orchid in the lead. This is a plain fence. Desert Orchid comes to it. Jumps it well from Vocatini and Charter Party and Kildimo and Cavi's Clan. Now the next one they take is an open ditch, and Desert Orchid with his ears pricked, 4 clear. Vocatini in second place. This is the fourth. It's a ditch, and Desert Orchid over from Vocatini and Charter Party and Kildimo and Cavi's Clan, and down towards the fifth. And it's Desert Orchid in the lead by 3 lengths to Vocatini, by 4 lengths to Charter Party, and Desert Orchid over. Then Vocatini and Charter Party and Kildimo and Cavi's Clown. So they're quite a short run to the 6th, and it's Desert Orchid by 4 lengths comes to it. Beautiful jump, Vocatini second, and then Charter Party and Kildimo, and a gap of 6 lengths opening up to Cavi's Clown. So they turn into the home straight and down towards the 7th. Quite a run before they get there. Desert Orchid leading out in front. The winner, 23 races. Desert Orchid leading. Vocatini throwing his head about. And John Oaksey, John Frankham, will this help or hinder?
He's pulling very hard in second place. It certainly can't help.
No, it's unfortunate for Peter Hobbs. He's done a good job to get the horse settled well, but in an effort to get him off, he was more or less had to be up the front. And of course, he's a 2-mile horse running a 3-mile chase. And ideally, Peter Hobbs would have liked to have got him settled in at the back of this field. But anyway, at least he's got him off, that's one thing, but he's pulling much too hard for his own good. And it's a pity he just won't settle and give himself a little bit of a chance.
Desert Orchid, by contrast, seems to be settled beautifully in front. He looks really happy, touch wood.
His stable companion Cavi's Clowns at the rear of the field in the order as they pass us with the circuit to go. Now to the water jump out to the 10th. It's a Desert Orchid leads from Vocatini in second, and Kildimo going well in third, and Charter Party not out of it in fourth, and a big break opening up to Cavi's Clan. A circuit to go, and they race away to the water jump, and it's Desert Orchid leading, Vocatini on the outside of it, Kildimo on the inner, and Charter Party closing up, and Vocatini has taken on Desert Orchid there, and they go down towards the 11th. This is a plain fence, and it's Vocatini and Desert Orchid, and Desert Orchid and Vocatini out jumped him there. Desert Orchid in second, and Kildimo in third, and Charter Party is fourth. And so they go to the next one, which is a ditch, and it's Desert Orchid on the inside of Vocatini, and Desert Orchid and Vocatini from Kildimo, and then comes Charter Party, and Cavi's Clan is just starting to lose touch, and Desert Orchid coming up on the inside. They've got 7 more to jump. Desert Orchid in the lead from Vocatini in second, and Kildimo with that very high tail carriage is in third place. Back in 4 and getting closer, Charter Party at Gold Cup winner, and they've got 7 to jump in this Court King George VI ranked chase. And this Desert Orchid, the 86 winner, the leader, from Vocatini in second, then Kildimo and Charter Party in a big break to Cavi's Clown, and they go down towards the 7th from home, and it's Desert Orchid on the inside, jumping well from Vocatini, going well in second, and Charter Party and Kildimo, and Cavi's Clown is 8 lengths behind. They go down towards the last ditch. This is the 14th, the 6th from home, and it's Desert Orchid and Vocatini, and Desert Orchid and Vocatini and Charter Party, and then comes Kildimo, and Cavi's Clown is out of it, I would say. They've got 5 to jump, and as they come down to it, it's Desert Orchid on the inside of Vocatini. Desert Orchid by a length and a half. Oh, a brilliant jump by Desert Orchid from Vocatini. And then came Charter Party and Kildimo. And Cavi's Clan is getting a bit closer. They go to the last on the far side. And Desert Orchid has it. Desert Orchid, another spectacular leap. And Charter Party just a bit slow there, back in 4. They've got 3 to jump. And it's Desert Orchid in the lead from Vocatini in second, and Kildimo is in third, and Charter Party trying to get back on terms again, and Cavi's Clown is within 5 lengths now, and they've got 3 to jump, and it's Desert Orchid in the lead as they turn for home. 3 more fences to jump in this King George VI ranked chase, and it's Desert Orchid from Vocatini, and Kildimo is now pulled to challenge, and Charter Party is closing in 4 again, and we have a real race on here as they come down towards the third last, and Desert Orchid being taken by Vocatini and Kildimo on the outside, but Desert Orchid, the grey, finds more as they come down towards the second last. It's Desert Orchid in the lead, and a spectacular jump by Desert Orchid, but Vocatini and Kildimo will not be denied. The other 2 are out of it, and it's Desert Orchid who finds more as they come down towards the final fence, but Kildimo is pressing hard on the stand side. They come down towards the final fence, and Desert Orchid hurdles it from Kildimo in second, Vocatini back in third, and Desert Orchid for the roars in the crowd goes 2 clear of brave Kildimo as they come up towards the line. Desert Orchid wins. Desert Orchid wins a King George VI ranked chase. Kildimo second, Vocatini third. Cavi's Clown stayed on very well indeed to be 4. Charter Party was 5, and so the crowd, having seen a spectacular display of jumping by their favourite Desert Orchid, speed from the stands and rush to the winner's enclosure, for there they will see number 4, Desert Orchid, owned by Richard Burridge, trained at Whitby by David Ellsworth, the 2-to-1 on favourite winner of this King George VI and ranked chase. He becomes the 6th dual winner of this race and goes down with the names of the like of Halloween and Mandarin and Pendil and Captain Christian Silverbuck, winning his 2nd King George VI ranked chase. 2nd was a very brave Kildimo. 3rd, number 6, Vocatini.
Well, I sincerely hope that the Prime Minister was watching, because if so, I cannot believe that she was anything but moved. It has been a real horse race from the 4th last fence. Vocatini, on whom Peter Hobbs has written a really brilliant race, and Kildimo, tremendous threats. Any mistake here would have been fatal. And coming to the last, well, he doesn't make one.
No, jumping's the name of the game, and Desert Orchid, I don't think he put a foot wrong, and in fact he stood off a whole stride too far. I'd have said 1 fence down the far side, but I should think he does more work at home on the gallops. He's won with quite a bit in hand today. Nonetheless, it was a good race. Kildimo and Vocatini both gave him a race of it from the 3rd last to halfway up the running, but at this stage Simon Sherwood's only just had to push him out hands and heels for quite a nice win.
Never had to be shown the whip even, and there's the familiar clap, and what a lovely sight. And as his fond owner, Richard Burridge, with his hand on Desert Orchid's quarters, and Janice Coyle, her cheek muscles may be aching, but I doubt it, because he's done it again. His 24th victory out of 51 attempts, and he and Simon Sherwood are still unbeaten. Four lengths and 5 lengths, but the distances don't matter, except they show just how good he is, because he really quickened from the 2nd last, didn't he, John?
Absolutely. It's going to be very difficult to see anything's going to give him a race of it at Cheltenham, even though it's the wrong way round. He just does seem to be head and shoulders above everything else at the moment. That win puts David Ellsworth over £100,000 in win prize money this season, puts him up into 3rd place now, behind Martin Pipe, who's on, well, at the beginning of the day was on 220,000.
And not that it matters, Desert Orchid in 2nd place to Dawn Run. I say it doesn't matter because of the inflation, the effect inflation has on such figures. The only thing that does matter is the absolutely ridiculous figure he's won, when you imagine, as Brough says, what a 3-year-old colt gets for galloping 1.5 miles and covering nothing higher than a blade of grass, and he's worth 10 million that night. Well, poor old Desert Orchid will never be worth 10 million, but he's worth more than that to us.
Prime example of that, John, was in the 1st race, the Haven Novice Hurdle, which in fact was a listed race. It only had £4,000 to the winner. We have selling races on the flat worth more than that.
Yes, the imbalance between jumping in the flat is one of the great injustices, inexplicable injustices of British racing. But he's worth far more than money. Here's his starting price.
Can I just take...
First, number 4, Desert Orchid, the 2-to-1 on favourite. 2nd, number 5, Kildimo at 8-to-1. And 3rd, number 6, Vocatini, 7-to-1. Non-runner was number 1 and 5 ran.
To the break, Lenara. So, Desert Orchid has done his stuff.